Should athletes be stretching before or after practice? Yes and no. So there are two sides to this. One of which, static stretching is the typical thing you think of when you think of stretching, right? I sit there and hold something for a long period of time. Unfortunately, it just does not work. You are as flexible as you need to be. If you needed to be more flexible, you would be. Now, what I mean by that is the things that you do, the movements you're in, typically the positions you're in, shape what your body is doing, how your body is capable of moving, right? Because dancers and gymnasts and figure skaters have these extreme positions they're in frequently, their body can maintain that capacity. But they do enough of these stretching and enough of these positions often enough that their body maintains this. Think of it like language acquisition. If you need to be able to speak French, you need to speak French consistently or you will lose that capacity. If I don't ever speak French at all, why would my body have that capacity? So doing some short-term stretching is not going to make a difference. What really makes a difference is moving on a full range of motion under load. So developing strength across the board. A lot of people will talk about how yoga is great for flexibility. The secret from yoga is that when you're in these positions, you're not passively holding them for the majority of them. The ones that are effective at improving your mobility and flexibility, you're actively holding those positions. And guess what that is? Moving under a range under load. So you have to get strong and you have to load these positions, which is why your athletic strength training protocol should include full range of motion under load in a functional pattern. If it doesn't, and you have to go stretch afterwards, you're missing some of the benefit. You're missing the majority of the benefit, in fact, of what you should be doing. I will say, however, that stretching in and of itself, while not necessarily effective at improving your mobility, can be a great cool down. Before you get finished with practice or run out of the gym and just jump in the car and go back into your stressful life, taking 5 to 10 minutes to calm down, lower your heart rate, get back in the parasympathetic nervous system and get things to just cool down, whether that's stretching and sitting there for a few minutes, it feels good, that's irreplaceable. We go from this heightened sympathetic state of exposure to now I'm going to go back to another sympathetic state of homework, stress, work, whatever it is. Taking a few minutes to downregulate and shift states is so valuable. So think about that as you're doing it. I'm not saying you shouldn't stretch at all. I'm just saying it's not really that effective. And the real way you're going to improve that mobility is through strength training.